Hi, and welcome to the show. You know me, I'm Michelle Vanderpass, and I interview all kinds of really interesting, fascinating people. And today I'm so pleased to introduce you, if you don't know her already, to Elaine Correia, who has written this great book. It is, I want to make sure I say it correctly, it is your monthly oracle, but it's a numerology book. Yay, thank you for holding it up. And yeah, that's great. Welcome to the show, Elaine. Thank you. So tell me, I have two quick questions. Let's start first, just generally, what is numerology?
Well, numerology has been around for eons, and it was used by the ancient Egyptians and the Chaldeans and the Greeks. And what they found was that each number has a particular frequency and represents a certain archetypal type of energy.
Okay, and so you use this to help individuals like myself find a number that represents our energy? Is that right?
Yeah, for each person, built into their birth code, because our birthday is actually a series of numbers, is the essence of who we are. And there's a lot of information you can gather with numerology from your birth code, but we'll keep it simple for right now. So yes, you can learn a lot about your personality and the themes that you're working with, the tools that you brought here to work with, and the way you're supposed to express your basic energies through numerology.
All right. Well, I know that I'm in for a treat because off air, we talked a little bit about my birthday, and I know that you ran my numbers, so we'll come back to that in a minute. I'm looking forward to that. I just want to take it a step further, though, because I know this book mostly works with your birthday, and we're going to talk about timing and some other things. But is it true that all the numbers in your life mean something, like my house number?
Oh, yes. Yes, because now you have to realize that these are subtle energies, and it's like feng shui or astrology or something. They're a portion of the influences of our life. So if you get all these other aspects all lined up, it's like then you're really on the fast track to getting what you want. And so, I mean, part of it, of course, is our thoughts, but the big thing is numerology and the influences of these numbers do affect. So in other words, if you're living in a house that the address adds up to a 4, you're going to find that you're going to tend to have to work a lot.
Oh my God, how'd you know my address is a 4? You didn't know that, and it is.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I know you didn't. So so what do I do about that? I don't want to move.
So you can modify this by taking a number. You can go to the store and buy the little numbers, and you can take and stick it above your door, above the door frame, and that will modify your house number. So if you want to have more harmony in your house, like more family environment, then you would make your address total number 6. So in other words, if your address, the house number is 4, and then you put a number 2 above your door, then that would make it total number 6.
Okay, I'm off to do that today. Thank you so much. I love live TV, right? Because you never know. Thank you. I love that. I'm going to go do that. Put a number 2 above my door later.
So if you want more wealth, you put a number 4 above it. So you totally.
Can I do both? Can I put like a number 2 and a number 4? Am I confusing the energy?
What you do is put 2 2s, and then that's about bringing relationships into your wealth.
Okay.
Okay. You went blank. Okay, the 2 is all about relationships and building strong and diplomatic. So if you use the number 2, if you have 2 number 2s, which will equal a 4, which actually for you, since your birthday is a 22, that might really empower that whole building strong relationships theme, which is in your birth code.
Oh, I can't wait to dive into that. All right. My next question is, and you talked briefly about this, about astrology and feng shui. You are a wealth of knowledge in all these areas. And I know when you do personal readings for people, you bring all these different things in. But I want to talk about how the word oracle fits into this, because when I think of oracle, I think of like the fortune teller looking into their orb,
Uh-huh.
right? And so what does oracle mean in the context of the monthly oracle in this book?
Well, I know a lot of us, when you hear the word oracle, you think of the Oracle of Delphi, you know, the ancient Greek thing, but where it's kind of more of a fortune telling thing. But the use that I created in this book is more of a conversation with your higher self, or God or goddess or spirit, whatever is your definition of this higher power. So it's more of establishing a conversation. It's a way for your higher self, your higher power, to be able to communicate with you and give you a message. So it's more about getting a message that's pertinent for the moment type thing.
Okay, and so the monthly oracle is about, your book is about using numerology to help me communicate, or us all to communicate about our own monthly timing and our own cycles with our higher self, or the part of us that knows something beyond our conscious mind.
Because a lot of times we'll be stuck. We'll be, you know, trying to get something done. Maybe, you know, we're looking for another job, or we're trying to get a relationship, or we got something going on with our health, or whatever it is. Or it might just be simply, you got to get your taxes done today and you don't know if you want to do it or not. Something mundane like that.
Right.
But so it's really helpful, for one thing, you know, to know where you are in your personal cycle, whether you can move ahead. Of course, that would be a great excuse. I can't file my taxes because it wasn't the right timing.
Right. But there's probably a good time somewhere in there before deadline.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the idea is then that, you know, so you're struggling with something in your life, or maybe, you know, the cat's sick or something like that. And you want to understand, what do I need to know about this situation? And that's where the oracle part comes in. It's like, so you flip through the book, and a page opens up to you. And on that page, you'll catch, you know, there might be a sentence, or there may, you know, there's actually an oracle message, or there, you know, in the book, there's these little gratitude statements. There might be something there that's a specific message for you, and it'll trigger something in your mind, and it'll help you maybe see things in a different perspective, and maybe things won't look quite so bad.
We were talking off air a little bit that one of the things that this book really helps us do is understand divine timing. And that's something I always struggle with. Like, I've been studying this stuff for years, and I still struggle with, am I blocked? Is it me? Is it my mindset? Am I supposed to do something? Am I not taking enough action? Or is it just freaking divine timing and it's not my time around some issue? Or I don't feel like it. Is it not my time, or am I picking up on energies out there telling me not to do it? Right? There's such a fine line there. So what is the answer, Elaine?
Well, timing is a huge thing, and I know in human design, timing is a big factor. But in relation to the book, what I want to convey is that timing is one factor that's an influencer with what's going on. So in other words, like you were saying, you know, am I blocked? Am I procrastinating? What is it? You know, so one way to do it is to take and understand, well, okay, are the planets in the right spots? You know, am I in a personal year, in a personal month, and a personal day that says move ahead, or does the day, that energy say, okay, take a break today? You know, I mean, there's, you know, that sort of a emotion. And when you apply, and this is where the oracle part comes in, because when you take a look at, we'll say, the bigger picture, you know, what's the energies on the cosmic level, and say, okay, well, if it says let's move ahead, and there's something inside saying, well, I don't know if I really want to move ahead or not, then if you pull out, you know, that's where the oracle part comes in, and then you say, okay, well, what's stopping me from moving ahead when all the external energy says go? And then the oracle says, well, maybe you need to know about getting the details taken care of, or I mean, something like that.
Well, you've given us a tool to help cut some of that fluff out and get right to it. And you touched on it earlier. We have a personal day, a personal month, and a personal year. And you get that through your birth date. And you have agreed to help show everybody using my birth date how you do that. So what do? You take your birth number, you take your day, you take your year. Explain the semantics, and the book will take people through this step by step. Right? But you're just going to give us an overview for people watching about what they're going to get from the book.
Right. So yes, to calculate your personal year, which is basically the energy that you're working with. The way to look at this is, it's like, well, there's a lot of ways you could do it, but you could say, it's like, is the sun shining today? That's like, we'll say that's the year energy of a certain year, like of a number 3 year. And is it raining today? That might be the year energy of a number 7 year. I mean, I'm just throwing this out as an example, just so you can get the concept that there are certain energetic themes that apply to each year. And so what you do is, to calculate your personal year, you basically add up your birth month, the digits of your birth month, and the digits of your birth day, and then you take the current year. So
the current year, not the year you were born.
Right, the current year. So the current year, if you were to go 2018, it's 2, you'd add up the 2 and then the 1 and the 8, which makes an 11. Now, 11, we're getting involved in numerology here. 11 is a master number. It reduces to the number 2, which is basically what you use as your personal year, or is part of the personal year calculation. But it also has the theme of the number 11. And so that's why this is we're in a number 11.
So everybody's in a number 11 year right now.
So it's sort of like, you could, I guess another way to look at this is like you're in a multi-level story. So you have the yearly theme, but it's like kind of like the universal theme. So we're in a number 11 universal theme.
Let me give a different metaphor here. So let's pretend you're walking into a garden. The garden's there. You get to choose whether you're going to plant carrots or tomatoes, but the season might tell you it's hot, better for tomatoes right now. Right? And so all these different things. So let's go back. Right now it's 2018.
Right.
We're in an 11 year. Just tell me basically, what does an 11 year mean for people listening?
Well, 11 is a master number. It's about, it's so when you run into a master number like 11 and 22 and 33 and 44, it's like you're doubling the intensity. In other words, instead of just coming here to learn how to develop relationships that are, and learn how to communicate diplomatically and cooperatively in relationships, you've up-leveled. So now you're not only doing that because it has the root number of 2, but you're also doing it, is the number of 11 is made up of 2 1s. And so here we are, you're balancing polarities, and it's a very intuitive, highly psychic number. So in other words, it's like using your intuition with your relationships. And
so you mentioned earlier around my house that 2 is relationships.
Yeah.
And so we're in a year of relationships on steroids. That does not sound good.
Well, an opportunity to really to tap into their inner wisdom and our inner ability to really work together and build good relationships by standing on our own 2 feet.
Everybody, we're all in that year.
Yes.
So now let's personalize it, because this book is going to help everybody personalize it. Tell me where I fit in that year. You take my birth month and my birthday. So a birth month, for instance, mine is December, so it's 12. So you add 1 and 2, so correct?
Yeah. So that's
and then if someone was born in August, that would be an 8.
Right. And then your birthday is a 22, which is a master number again. So it's like, here you are all about building relationships, building strong foundations with your relationships. So in other words, you don't just casually have a relationship with a person and it's kind of, oh, well, you build really strong relationships, and and you bring in the essence of the number 4, which is about loyalty and honesty and perseverance and dedication. That's your birth number, or birthday
Right.
number.
Birthday number.
The energy that you're bringing with that 22. So now when you calculate your personal year, you take the number 3, which is December, and then the number 4, which is your birthday, and that adds up to a number 7.
And this book will take you step by step through
Yeah.
this. I've read the Kindle version. We've got 2018, so 2018, so that's 9, 10, 11 plus
7.
my 7, so that's 11 plus 7 is 18. I'm actually in an 8 year right now, and then my number 9 is coming at my birthday.
Right, that's right.
So what does a number 8 year mean right now?
Okay, so a number 8 year is all about is the number of the CEO and the visionary leader. And so this is a year to, it's a wealth manifesting number. It's a very material. It's a year that everything comes together, and it's like a year that whatever you set your goals to be, that they'll manifest. 8 is it's a karmic number. It's also comes with challenges, because Saturn rules number 8, and where Saturn's involved, there's always challenges. But the thing with the number 8 energy is that you can overcome these challenges, and when you overcome the challenges that go with the number 8, then you're stronger and wiser. So 8 is about bridging, heaven and earth. It's like bringing the two together into making something manifest.
Okay, so we've got the number 8 year, which I'm in right now, which is about CEO and wealth building and manifesting. And then you've got this other energy just out there, which is the general energy of everybody's in relationship this year. And so I would interpret that to mean, if I go build strong relationships this year, it will help me get what I want. Basically.
Yeah.
Am I understanding that?
Your ticket to your success is through your strong relationships.
Okay. And so everybody, no matter what year you're in, and you can figure that out through your birthday, like we just explained.
Yeah.
It is coupled with the relationship that everybody's in.
This theme, yeah. And with the 11 as part of the relationship, it's about using your intuition too. It's relying on your inner guidance to help build this strong relationship and to know which relationships are the right ones to be in.
Yeah, and that's the key. Elaine, this is like powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so tell me this. I love my number. Are there bad numbers?
There's a shadow side to every number. But, each one has its own unique characteristic. There's no bad numbers. They just have, they're generally they're outward or they're inward. The number 8 is an outward moving number. It's a number of material manifestation. The number 9 is more of an inward number, but it's all about humanitarian love and doing something for the bigger picture, for the world. And it's also about releasing and letting go. So this is like your big hurrah year, and next year you're kind of gonna review what you did and what you didn't, and how you liked it and what you didn't, and plan, figure out what you want to do. Then after the following year, you'll start a new cycle.
Right.
Plant new seeds.
And every number is explained in your book.
Yeah.
And this is a book for beginners. This is, even though it sounds really complicated, it is a book. Anybody can take this book and figure out their own personal year, not just this year, but next year and the year after.
Right.
Right. And so it takes you through, I've read the book, it takes you through step by step. It also gives you some cool things to think about and some mind prompts or some contemplative prompts, right? And
Or way to activate this particular energy or support.
yeah, nice. That's a great way to put it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the book's on Amazon, and if people go to your website, they get all kinds of free, cool gifts, right? I know you got a video, and you also have you do readings for people. I know you're on Facebook. Sometimes I just saw you gave away a reading for someone, and you offer classes, all kinds of things. So they should go to your website to sign up, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it is ElaineC.com. Do you want to spell that for us?
It's ELAINEC.com.
Which stands for Elaine Correia.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And it's a great website, so people should head there anyway. But definitely go to get your free gifts and find out everything that Elaine is up to and find out about your personal year. And that was fabulous. What else would you like to add? Anything else you want to tell us before we sign off today?
I guess part of it is what I want to invite people to really understand is that once they understand that there is a flow in the timing, and that when you understand that you're not stuck in one particular place and that you can move on just simply because of external influences will help you move on. And if you can tap into that external influence flow to help you move on, then, life looks a lot more promising. There's hope, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And, you don't have to feel like I'm stuck in this place and I'm never going to get out of it. And so that's one of the biggest things I really want to convey both now and in the book is that, there's hope, there's optimism, there's a way out, and it's right at your fingertips.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Elaine. Thanks for being a guest on the show.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So you can find out more about Elaine Correia and her work, not just with numerology, but human design and astrology and all kinds of disciplines. And buy her book, sign up for her free stuff, all at ElaineC.com. And I'm using, as soon as I get my paperback, we'll be writing in it. In the meantime, I'm using my Kindle version. Thank you again, Elaine. It's been great.
Oh, thank you.